So today I'd like to discuss about some important aspects of marketing channels and value network. This is my third presentation considering the above topic. So first of all, I'd like to discuss about the channel design decisions. So several factors are responsible for the channel design decisions like lot size, waiting and delivery times, septial convenience, product variety, and service backup. So considering the first point, if the lot size is higher, then we need different kind of channel design. If the lot size is lower, then accordingly we have to act. Waiting and delivery times, this is also very much applicable for different product. In case of perishable goods, we cannot wait too long. In that case, we need first delivery. But in case of other kinds of item, yes, we can wait for a few days or we can have some buffer time. Subtle convenience is another important point where we are concentrating on the area which is required for a channel design. Considering the area right now, it is a major concern for each and every business. Considering the channel extensions in the urban area, it's very difficult to find out proper area or sufficient area. So that is very much important. But considering the rural area, yes, sometimes it is problematic, but yes, most of the cases, uh, the in that case, the areas are there. Considering product variety, if product variety is large, we need a strong channel design to handle all those products in their own way. But if the product variety is lower, in that case, we must design in such a so that that channel will generate the revenue. And service backup, this is another important point for specific kinds of product. Considering the electronics goods, so service backup is extremely important. Now the establishing objectives and constraints. Marketers should state their channel objectives in terms of targeted service output level. So this particular point will comply the requirement of the customers. Second one is, under competitive conditions, channel institutions should arrange their functional tasks to minimize total channel cost and still provide desired level of service output. Nowadays, most of the companies, they are concentrating on their services, but at the same time, they are also concentrating on minimizing their cost so that they can generate the revenue in a better way. At the same time, they can maintain the quality of their services. Channel objectives vary with product characteristics. Definitely, especially perishable products require more direct marketing because you cannot store perishable items for a longer time. Bulk products acquire channels that minimize the shipping distance and the amount of handling. That is also very much applicable because in bulk purchase is another kind of business. So in that case, bulky product require the channels that minimize the shipping distance and the amount of handling, because you have to store the bulky product in your warehouse, so you need more area. Custom built machinery and specialized business forms are sold directly by company sales representative because custom built machineries are very much specific for specific company, and those machineries must get installed directly into that particular company. So that particular characteristics is applicable for this purpose. High unit value products such as generators and turbines are often sold through a company sales force rather than intermediaries because high unit value products are very much costly. And if we add intermediaries, that will also add on the commissions with that the actual cost of that product. So that is not very much beneficial for the final customer, and the marketers must adapt their channels objective to the large environment because if a business person want to expand, so that business personnel must concentrate on the on this point so that they can expand their business. Next is the identifying and evaluating major channel alternatives. It is very much essential because depending on certain factors, you must change the channel. Number one is types of intermediaries. So depending on the market condition, you can change the intermediaries from merchant to broker, or broker to the retailer, retailer to the particular franchisee. So that particular theory is applicable. That depends on the market condition, and also the number of intermediaries. That also varies in case of exclusive distribution, in case of selective distribution, in case of intensive distribution. In all cases, the number of intermediaries will vary, definitely. Next is terms and responsibility of channel member. Few important points generally very much related with this particular responsibility of channel members. Number one is pricing policy or price policy. The channel member must provide their feedback regarding the particular product price. Why? Because they're working in the market, they are directly related with their customers, they know the exact requirement of the market. So that is why competitive pricing is one of the fundamental requirement to do business in a particular market. So that is why pricing policy and very much applicable, and the channel members are responsible to create an environment inside that company so that they can put forward that concept, that they will provide some information or the actual requirement of the market directly to the company, and company will decide the exact price. Next is the conditions of sale. Conditions of sale, that is also very much applicable, because favorable condition is expected to sell the product. So that favorable condition must assure the actual turnover of that company. And so that, considering that particular point, the channel members must assure that environment. Fourth one is the distributor's territorial right. The territorial right is extremely important, because for proper functioning in a particular market, the distributor must hold a territorial right, because you cannot allow one distributor to sell the products in the area of another distributor, because that will create a conflict between your own distributors. So that territorial right is required. And mutual services and responsibility, that is also very much required, because in certain situation, it is possible that sometimes one of your distributor may become non-functional. So in that case, other parallel distributors must act accordingly, and they will provide the service to the consumers, so that there will be a less possibility to lose the market share. Evaluating the major alternatives under this point, another two very much important criteria are economic criteria. So economic criteria, that is one of the most important criteria, because you have to do your business at the same time. You must assure that you will generate a handsome revenue, and considering the entire concept, you cannot create such an environment, or you cannot implement such policy which will suppress the economic uh, profitability of a particular member of your channel. So economic criteria should be equal to all the channel members. And second point, which is control and adaptive criteria, that is extremely important, because uh, in a particular channel, number of persons are involved. So as a manager, you must control all of them at the same time. The channel member must they must self-motivated, and they can face the challenges in the market. So that particular thing is very much required, considering the alternatives. Next is the channel member decisions. Considering this particular point, selecting channel members is extremely important. You need proactive persons, you need self-motivated person, you need such a person who can work by his own. At the same time, he will maintain the policies and principles of his own company. Training and motivating channel member is always necessary, and it is a continuous process. You cannot say that you train a person for his lifetime. You must create this training policy on regular basis, so that the person will upgrade himself throughout his career. And at the same time, you must motivate the channel members so that they can assure the exact output which is required by the company. So several channel powers are also there. Number one is coercive power. Number two is reward power. Another is legitimate power, expert power, referent power. So all the channel members, most of the cases, those who are in the managerial position must have this coercive power. In case of any discrepancy, they can act so that this coercive power is very much required, and you must hand it over as a business owner or as a manufacturer. You must hand it over this coercive power to the channel member. Second is reward power. Those persons who are working uh, uh, extraordinarily, those persons must be rewarded. And legitimate power, so this thing is also very much required, because to run a business you need the legitimate power. And expert power is also there, because sometimes it is necessary that some certain changes you have to implement during the process of your business. So that expert power you must assure, or you must uh, give this expert power to one of the managerial managers of your channel. And referent power is also required, because whenever you need some expert in a particular channel, but you at the same time you don't have that expert in this existing channel, you can hire it. So referent power is there. And evaluating channel members, that is another important thing, because depending on this continuous evaluation process, those member will be improved, them can improve themselves. And also modifying the channel design and arrangement, that is also very much required, considering the channel power. Now conflict, cooperation and competition. No matter how well channels are designed and managed, there will be some conflict always, if for no other reason than the interest of independent business entities do not always coincide. So channel conflict is generated when one channel member actions prevent another channel from achieving its goal, and channel coordination occurs when channel members are brought together to advance the goals in the channels, as opposed to their own potentially incompatible goals. So these things must be taken care by the company. Types of conflicts and competitions, like in case of vertical channel consisting of wholesalers and retailers, the manufacturers hopes for channel cooperation that will produce greater profits for each channel member. Vertical channel conflicts means a conflict between different levels within the same channel. Horizontal channel conflicts involves a conflict between members at the same level within the channel. Multi-channel conflict exists when the manufacturer has established two or more channels that sell the same market. So this type of conflicts and competitions are always there. Now the main causes of channel conflict is goal incompatibility. So if goal incompatibility is there in between the channel members, the ultimate output is channel conflict. Unclear roles and rights are another cause for the channel conflicts, and difference in perception, that is also another reason. Intermediaries dependence on the manufacturer, that is also another reason of channel conflict. Now, as a successful businessman or as a higher managerial manager, you must manage the channel conflict. So a few uh, examples are there, or few fundamental concepts are there through which you can control the channel conflict. That is adoption of superordinate goal. You can implement this concept. Exchange of employees and joint memberships in trade association, cooptations, diplomacy, mediation, arbitration, and legal resources. By utilizing this particular concept, you can manage the channel conflict effectively. So, considering the today's topic of discussion, I have discussed various points. Please go through my slide again and again, and if you have any query or any question, you can directly contact with me over mail. Thank you very much.